Awesome contrast there between the bright and happy looking visuals and sounds to the man on the street trying to survive and fires burning in the distance. Thankfully I can show the scene since it's edited rather nicely for me already, but holy heck, this is dark right from the get-go. It's got that season 1 of Westworld vibe going for it. Yeah, that visual reinforces win number 1 and deserves its own. Also, nice job on her voice. It's got that really undefined robotic type tinge to it. Devastated city scenery shot. Talking about devastatingly awesome things, let me clue you in on a little game called Raid Shadow Legends, now even better than before since it features over 600 unique champions. Just be sure to use my links below to download Raid yourself to your mobile phone or PC. Now don't be freaking out, yeah, but there's a new boss in the game. It's got 6 massive unique heads and you gotta tackle it because who else is gonna do it? You got stuff like the head of Suffering using a pain link to share some of your damage back at your own ass, so you gotta think about how to beat it. Then you got the head of Blight. It's a poison loving boy. It's gonna poison you, it's gonna leech off your team, and it's gonna defend itself with abilities. Figure it out and save the world, son! I gotta admit, I'm always still blown away by the sheer attention to detail. The graphics are incredible as always, the 600 champions is a massive achievement. I mean, just look at them. I can't get enough of that detail on them and in the battles themselves. Blows me away. And of course, don't forget, it's got PvP and PvE, so it's the best of both worlds, and what's not to love about that? As if that wasn't enough, Raid's also giving away a super rare champion. It's esports legend and Navi superstar Simple. All you gotta do is log in for 7 days between now and January 28th and he's yours, free of charge, and it looks sick. And whilst logging in, you don't miss out on new champions, new events, and a new Faction Wars crypt. There's never been a better time to get into the game, so use my link in the description or scan my QR code and you'll get a free starter pack worth nearly $30 to kick off your game. We're talking a free champion, Rector Draft, 200,000 silver, 1 energy refill, 1 XP boost and 1 ancient shard, so you can summon awesome champions as soon as you get in game. And you can check it all out in the game by clicking here on your screen. So don't mess about, click the link or scan the code and get to having fun. Not running on the spot.
Dio
from JoJo! Also, I like this. Normally in techie TV shows and of course anime, they're typing furious nonsense into the computer, but here he's actually writing lines of code. It makes sense. Gorgeous looking scene of an AI being built up from scratch. Expertly letting us in on one of the bigger side elements of the anime, that being the 1 mission designation. Jesus, it's like this show had the budget of a movie when I see scenes such as this, just throwing Studio Ghibli vibes my way. Studio Ghibli? Ghibli Wibbly?
来た時はメインステージで歌ってね。ビビの歌、もっといっぱいいろんな人に聴いてほしいから。
Oh, such a sweet scene that's giving me diabetes.
そこに心なんてないない。心を込めるなんて無理無理。
Beyond stunning, looking up close shot of her face.
はい、次のステージの時間です。所定の座標に立ってください。お客いないけど。
Also though, this scene, with the very much independent sounding AI giving her and us the viewer the rundown of her life, gives us a decent understanding of their world and also what she's up against in trying to fulfill her dream. Oh, that is just disgustingly well done. The rotating view, first-person sequence, falling off the stage as she goes limp and recalls events perhaps from the future. It's very mysterious, very gorgeous.
今後100年かけてあなたには僕と一緒に AI を滅ぼしてほしいんですよ。
Lelouch from Code Geass and King from Seven Deadly Sins.
この未来を変えるんです。あなたと僕で。
捏造に決まっています。出て行ってください。
I love time travel stories, starting back when I was a kid watching Terminator 2 all the way up to present day, and so this kind of a story is worth a win. It's right up my alley.
ひらひらひら はいだ。
Ridiculous amount of frames for this very funny moment. Oh, so smooth. Bruh, that looked so good. I love it when anime look this stunning. It's such a feast for my eyes. That was sick! Non-destroyed city scenery shot. Going over the crux of the matter in regards to the overall goal of Teddy Bear Chan and his mission. It's clear cut and to the point, it's simple and makes perfect sense, and in all honesty it carries with it quite the hype building vibe for me personally. I'm looking forward to seeing the story play out, and so evoking that emotion from me is well played. Oh man, that is so awesome. Seems there's no actual ED visually yet, so for now let's drop a win for the simply lovely sounding song. That's beautiful. This is really intense!
KBAI が壊し損ねた奴がいたか。お前は予定通り自分の班の指揮を取って工作を完了しろ。
Endeavor from My Hero Academia! Seriously, what a badass voice actor he is! This anime be like, let's put all the frames in running scenes!
相川議員の殺害と AI 企業への攻撃が同時に行えるという。まあ皮肉にも相川議員が死んじゃったらそれをバネに命名法は成立しちゃうわけなんですけど。
I truly cannot tell you how much I adore storylines like this, and this one in particular is being built so well and handled nicely in general pacing wise, and as far as exposition goes, just letting us in on events.
礎になれ。
Not gonna show the execution, but colour me incredibly intrigued at what the bloody hell just occurred. Ah, that's so clever. Get out of here with your fancy plot twist, you fancy story, you.
相川ドカンといきます。ビーバー。
Diva showing true human compassion and saving this enemy's life. Also, the damage upon her looks unbelievably detailed, with the luminescent glow only adding to the pose and scene.
そんなものといったことを取り消してください。近い将来博物館送り。だから何なの?
Already I can tell from just one or two other examples, and especially this one, that the music in this anime is incredible. It's got a really emotional and epic feel to it.
使命に対して純粋に100年後の AI のくせにそんなこともわからないの。
Might sound silly, but her perseverance and individuality mixed with her rising up like that made for one hell of a stunning scene in my eyes. Also though, kawaii.
爆破の規模はコントロールできるんですよね。
できますけれども、やろうとしていることめちゃくちゃですよ。あなた。
使命を果たすんです。あなたと私の。
Her change of heart now mixing with that new song is outstanding. Sometimes an anime just hits the right tone. It nails the atmosphere it's going for, and this is one such example. So amazing! Even the way she runs now is better than before.
不確定要素が多すぎるんですよ。いいですか？僕たち AI は1か8かではなく1か0かで判断し、何事も合理的にこなさなくてはなりません。これじゃあこの先思いやられます。
Even though he talks so fast, it's sometimes hard to keep up with. I'm really enjoying the dynamic between these two of like Batman and Robin or whatever.
しゃがんでくれません?
That.
不必要な歴史の改変は厳禁なんです。
What the hell is going on? Oh no! That was awful!
ここからあなたの100年の旅が始まるんです。
Not only does her eye look stunning, but the rain pooling and running down her face resembling a tear is such a nice touch to show her deep level of caring.
贈り物にしてあげる離れてても寄り添ってる大切な夢なら
An anime actually managing to sync up a song to a character's mouth perfectly for a change.
背中を照らしたいご清聴
Also though in general it's actually a really nice song to boot.
さあさあ、15年の沈黙を経てシンギュラリティポイントがやってきました。準備はよろしいですか？
ふざけないでください
The sad understanding that this is now 15 years in the future and that her little friend has now been gone all of this time due to his interference at the time.
桃香は何のために
怒っていたのはそれですか。彼女の死は純粋な事故です。
Really happy that for her as a character, she doesn't just forget about painful memories. It would have hit completely differently if 15 years passed and on they go to the next mission without this much needed setup.
その先駆けとなったのは果てなき銀河に思いを馳せる観光業、すなわち宇宙ホテル。
Oh dear lord, I love the visuals like this, but 50% of the win is due to the realism injected into the scene. They kept it very true to real life, but with a tech boost to have it make sense.
わかりました上手
I gotta say, I can't really put my finger on it, but this anime has most definitely got quite the unique charm to it in terms of its animation style. It's certainly not bog standard or close to it.
ホテルの制御を任せた AI への不信感が爆発しました。まあ落ちた場所によっては未曾有の犠牲者が出ていたわけですからね。
Credit to the animators for actually hand drawing everyone in this scene. Incredibly rare for such a short moment.
このホテルはエステラが乗っ取ったここの前オーナーが亡くなったことにエステラが関係してるって
I really like thus far how each episode of the story isn't so cut and dry. There's always more to it than meets the eye. That way it feels way less episodic in spite of being a little episodic till now. Also, I wanted to point out stylistic angle choices in this one. Some anime keep it super basic. It's easier to animate, but becomes a little one-dimensional. But here, the shots are all over the place, and this short segment is a great representation of that. Might sound strange, but having actual pictures in picture frames. You'd be surprised once you look for it how often they're solid colours or straight up empty.
そうねお客様に笑顔になってほしいと願うことかしらだから私は笑顔でいるの
That's so stunning looking! The end of this episode gets another win for yet another amazing sounding song and equally amazing visuals.
やっぱりひょっとしてって思ったんだけどあなたはゆずかですお姉ちゃんの霧島桃香の妹です
End of episode plot twist!
この日のために耐えてきたの待って
Another plot twist? Are you mad?
まだ動ける電力があるとはな。
This scene just got me remembering Detroit Become Human, a game me and my wife genuinely really enjoyed, and that's a win. Thanks for the memory.
俺に従え。
As crazy looking as that is, my god, the detail is immense. This OP is far too good to just get a single win. So for maybe like the third time ever, this is getting a maximum 2 wins award for an OP. Not only was the song outstanding and catchy, but the visuals blew up in my face, and maybe that wouldn't have been enough. But then it looked so stylish and was edited so cleanly. That's one of the best OPs I've ever seen. Vivy as an anime is so good at building tense moments, and it's only made better by these robots being able to smash through a metal hole like this. It's creepy!
約束です
Another classic example of brilliantly mixing music into the scene for an emotional effect, and it only works if in like this anime you're consistently putting out absolute bangers. This is stupidly great!
これで我々以外の血は流れない。このデカブツが海へと落下し、
The million from my hero.
これ以上
Oh, that's so good. That's one of the most impressive things about a really well done time travel anime, or an anime which deals with any long period of time, such as JoJo, is that we see him as a young kid, and now he's this older dude. That's so wild, I love it.
ですなの
久しぶりじゃんエステラ
Stupidly cute evil robot AI looking really cute. Well now, this is most certainly a different kind of animation for a battle scene that I've not seen before now. It's not as fluid as others, I wouldn't say, but perhaps it's a way of making it look as good as possible but with less frames. I can't really figure it out, but it's definitely still very good looking.
死にかけのチームはマスターだけだ邪魔するな
There it is again, with the music kicking in scarily well, man. They're doing it effortlessly over and over again. For that, plus the gorgeous animation looking even better than the previous wins example, they can have a maximum 2 wins award.
私は姉だからあなただって私にとっては妹忘れないでビビ私たちは AI は使命に生きるの
Managing to make a scene about 2 AIs saying a final goodbye to one another actually emotional.
ちょっと早くしないと時間ないよこれ
Stupid anime. Got me that time. Ah!
これはエステラ夜空を見上げ歩く銀河のアンドロメダ
Originally I was going to round up the entire end of the episode with a maximum 2 wins award, but I think it's worthwhile breaking it down instead. So the first one here is for this amazing song again, so soulful, and the notion of the sisters now working together to put the customers at ease one more time even as they fall to their own demise is heartbreaking.
私にはディーバの他にもう一つビビっていう名前があるのモモカがつけてくれた名前これも実はモモカにもらったものなのお姉さんが残したものだから妹のあなたが持っていて
The second win is for Vivy revealing her true self and the emotional impact behind it, and the handing over of the bear to the sister, closing this part of the story on another high note. Then the final third win, making it worthwhile to have split them, is for the final image of the sisters holding hands as the ship goes down, and the very end as the birds happily take off with freedom to the moon. An amazingly emotional metaphor. Really nicely working the OP into the start of the episode.
前向きで大変結構。僕も無茶ぶりに心が痛まなくて済みますよ。
今度はどこに
時計の針を戻しに。
So clever to come up with this way to now represent him in his true form, as it were, by having technology catch up now in this timeline. Also though, always finding ways to avoid exposition while letting us know how much time has passed by having it come across very naturally. Brilliant. This is something I think a futuristic car would actually have, and it breaking in this way also makes sense. Dedication!
分かった。命を救われたのは確かだ。それに、もうすぐ見える。
Giorno Giovanna!
エステラの示した献身的な行動、その英雄的行為をみんなが褒めたたえた。あれこそ AI のあるべき姿だって世界中がね。
Let's drop a win here for this story element in that everything they're doing to provoke anti-AI sentiment in order to stop the eventual end of the world keeps on making things progress even faster due to their actions. That's really intriguing.
トワク？彼らが。
ついてきてくれ。見せたいものがある。
It's a small detail, but one I appreciate all the same, and that's shadows from the trees and stuff. Just really adds to a scene, but doesn't surprise me one bit that it's in this one, gorgeous as it is.
ディーバ、サンライズでエリザベスを破壊したのは君だね。
そうです。
Stupidly awesome looking view there. Really feels like the house of the future.
認識番号 M00205 です。メタルフロート視察団研究者ビビ様。
Ah, Kazuma from Konosuba!
すごい。
はい。自分によくしてくださった方々はつけてくれたのは。
Damn man, that's sad. That hits hard. As always with the pivotal moments in this anime, plot twist, I'm shocked! I can't believe that she keeps on ending up saving this guy over the course of like 20 years now! They can take another win here for the lovely visual change to the usual ED, and as always, such a lovely song no matter how many times I hear it.
島を止められる可能性があるのも僕たちだけだ。お分かりですね。
島を止めるだと。
It's always awesome when stuff like this happens in anime such as this one. Two enemies forced to join forces to achieve a similar goal. Never thought I'd see it happen in this one though.
その歌を。
歓迎の歌です。私の姉、ディーバという歌姫型の AI が。はじめまして、グレイスと申します。
The visuals continue to impress me to no end, even during simple scenes like this. Seeing him as a kid learning the piano just helps us the viewer see him as a person and more than just a villain. Then we go full blast into a battle sequence which again looks gorgeous as always, and then, as if that wasn't enough, he saves her by taking out one M. Take 2 wins, boy. That's too much good in 25 seconds to not double win it.
人を愛し、結婚することでその手助けになるなら喜んで。
そっか。そうだよな。使命が。
もちろん。誰でもいいというわけではありませんよ。達也さんだからです。
This scene focusing in on their past, and there's a lovely moment where he fears her answering yes to his marriage proposal is merely due to being an AI, but then she states that it's also because it's him that asked her. I loved that.
この歌声は録音じゃない。リアルタイムで電波に乗り、メタルフロートができたその瞬間から流れ続けている。ずっと僕に助けを求めていたんだ。
そうね。これは歌じゃない。M たちがグレイスが歌っていたものに比べればただの音階データだわ。
That's incredibly sad. Man oh man, this anime keeps on getting me time and again.
ビビは滅びの未来を変えるための AI を滅ぼす AI です。
お
I think mathematically speaking, this actually equals a win. Carried a 2 and 3. A great example of using CGI when you absolutely have to, and then doing it so good! Ugh, stupidly great. I always give props when an anime forgoes its ED in order to give us even more content stuffed in.
わかりました。約束です。いつかメインステージで歌います。
今後
Gonna have to edit around it, but once again, hitting hard right there. He takes himself out now, no longer being able to be with his grace. It just shows they're keeping it real. There's no happy ever after for him. Truly sad. Oh, what's that? Let's go ahead and replace the OP with a brand new song and visuals because we're absolute mad lads and we love animating. Biggest of big props for doing stuff like this. They're nuts!
文句なし。大鳥をご指名だってさ。
あら、お目が高い。
Basically animating an entire stretching routine because at this point, why the heck not? They're super dedicated to this anime already. Dedication!
持論だけど、お客様はね、圧倒的なものを目の前にしたとき、ただ立ち止まるの。
This music reminded me of Persona 3 over here and the good times I had playing it. Personal related win!
それにしても、お姉様か。お姉様は最初から年上ですよ。女性 AI に対して、ボディが重いとか製造日に関する言及は一般的にマナー違反。
That. Sudden unexpected plot twist!
私が壊れたら都合悪いんじゃないの？
そんな脅しは。
なんてバカだ。何考えているんですかあなたは。
こっちのセリフよ。
This girl is crazy!
時間はないわよ。おっしゃる通り、みんなを待たせてるから。だけどこれじゃ完璧な状態でステージに上がれない。あなたのせいよ。責任取りなさい。
何ですかその理論。
The dynamic between these two is so weird and yet at the same time it just works so damn well.
その阻止が僕たちの使命です。
How much detail do you want to put into one eyeball? This beats any other anime I've ever seen for quality like that.
なんて低たらくだ。あのおざなりな拍手を聞いたか。こんなことで我々の歌で人を幸せにする使命が果たせるのか。
Dante from Black Clover and Gon's dad from Hunter x Hunter.
アントニオだけだね。私の歌のことを褒めてくれるの。
Also, I only just heard it, but that's also Milim from Tensura. But goodness me if she doesn't sound identical to Rem from ReZero.
悩んでなんかいません。だけど、きっと今の私じゃダメだって。アントニオが期待していた私にもっと近づかなくちゃ。早くならなくちゃって。
Vivy does a fantastic job of piecing together human-like emotions in these AI. It's very subtle and the furthest thing from in your face, and because of that, it also aids in the pacing due to there not being any quick and sudden massive revelations about AI every 10 minutes. Even the weather effects are next level.
大空から地上へ一度きりのキス。
What is this, bloody UFO table?
彼女は今回彼女を計画に加えなかったのもその動作不良が原因でした。
Learning about what happened to Vivy after the young man took his life, very much looking as though she went and did the same from the looks of it. Kudos to this anime for never straying from the darker topics that it delves into.
あなた。
What's going on here? I know I already mentioned it during win number 110, but I have another one here for the weather effects. I'm loving it!
君が救いに来たのだとしたら 致命的に遅い。遅すぎる。なぜならオフィリアはもういない。私は
アントニオだ。
Yet another plot twister だ。
私の使命はピアノで音楽で人を幸せにすることです。
Finally learning more about his history and what brought him to the terrorist organization, or at least what one of the major factors was in his life.
このまま演奏を続けなくては。
鈍重だな。
For an anime that I wouldn't classify as being super action-packed, they do an incredibly decent job with their battles, focusing on loads of movement and angles to sell the action, and backing it up with very high levels of both animation and CGI. Continuously going first person like it's no big deal at all.
言ったはずだ。使命だと。逃げられると思うな。逃がすと思うな。
Ridiculous amounts of frames in this super short segment. It's insane. They're insane. They're gotta be stopped. For the shock of that sudden attack, going slow motion, and all of the immense levels of animation, it just gets 2 wins. I'm in love with this anime's animators.
行くわよ。
Oh my god, I love this anime and Vivy and everything about it! Not drop another maximum 2 wins here. It's so stunning. I'm in awe of the level of animation quality on this one. One of the best I've seen all year, right up there with Jujutsu Kaisen and the Demon Slayer movie.
やめろ!
He threw a knife and then he caught the rocket!
オフィリア、私はお前の歌をより多くの、いや、違う。私は本当は私のためだけにお前に歌って欲しかったのだ。
Another blinding success at bringing across such raw emotion to the viewer through these expertly crafted characters and stories, and of course the voice actors belting it all home.
あなたが使命に真摯で、そこに僕との違いがないことなんて分かってる。だって僕は
ビビのパートナーだもんね。お願い松本、私に使命を果たさせて。あなたが未来を救うなら、私の5分間を待つ人たちに歌を届けさせて。
I enjoyed this moment too. It's worth noting how they've evolved, especially him. Before he was very cold and to the point, very much like an AI. But now he's not all black and white. There's a grey area that's grown alongside his affection for her over the decades and shared experiences.
あなたとたどり着いた無感から眺める世界は素敵なはず。
Take a final win here for the episode as we're gifted another original song with more clean and crisp animation and the sadness of Diva departing, having finished her mission she set out to achieve as Vivy comes back into focus. It was very melancholy though, as though Diva really was her own person that we've now lost.
ここ AI 博物館はねえ、何か歌って。
所定の座標に戻り待機してください。
How is it so sad to know that she is in an AI museum, even though I knew that that's what was going to happen? Still a shock to see it though. It kind of reminds me of Grace, just being locked in somewhere for a purpose to help humans. Makes me kind of angry, I guess.
歌えなくなったんですか？
今もわからないの。
These next few minutes can neatly be rolled up into one win, as it's a lot of catching up with peppered in bits of exposition to catch us up on the preceding years of inactivity. But what the scene does succeed in bringing across to the viewer is Vivy's desperation at being in her current situation. Unable to sing any longer, feeling trapped and wanting to go out and complete a mission with her partner once more, and that was just sad. These next few minutes get 2 wins. Firstly, due to the montage being animated, that's rare and always appreciated by me. Second win is for the montage only serving to make me more upset at how time just keeps on going and she's stuck in there. Like, I know she's an AI, it's obviously not the same as locking up a person, but it still feels so sad, especially as she struggles to find a way to sing. Not only is this song lovely and I went right on ahead and got it and many others for my YouTube editing playlist, but it was amazing seeing everything that happened over the episodes, and in spite of only being episode 10, it's got me feeling like we've been along for a hell of a long journey, which just shows how well crafted the series is. The reveal of the failure of their entire plan, which I had a feeling would happen, and that super ominous la 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 at the very end.
Hi.
Amazingly well done with the countdown right there, leading to them all freezing up and then suddenly turning on the humans, bruh! Again, really well done crafting the brutality of this sudden uprising, from the creepy la 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 chanting in the background like a damn cult to people being wiped out left, right and centre by everything that moves. It's painting the picture of a war zone. This is different than before!
辛すぎる100年だったはずだ。本当にすまない。
いいえ、大丈夫です。おさむさんが無事でよかった。
Oh, such a sweet reunion, and that music and him weeping. Actually taking the time to show us humans fighting back all across the estate, rather than simply making it seem like everyone was wiped out or didn't stand a chance.
各主要都市の様子です。混乱に陥ってない地域はありません。
Giving us a brief look at some other cities in this futuristic world.
こちらは AI 集合データベースアーカイブです。軌道上の周回衛星の落下まで残り12時間。
Finding out what is likely to be the big bad boss in the final 2 episodes of the series, and loads of awesome looking scenery shots. For likely the final time of the video, lovely scenery shot of a futuristic city.
しかし、なぜ AI たちは君の歌を？
それは。
I've already given Dio a win for being in this anime, but I wanted to also shout out everyone's voice actors. They've done a great job and are well worth the praise.
妻と娘は君の歌が好きだったんだ。
もしかしてルナちゃんは
2年前にね。
そんな。
もしも世界をやり直せるとしたら君としか考えられなかったんだ。
This can be so depressing sometimes, and I don't mean in the derogatory sense, but just saddening. His little daughter that she held passed away. Obviously so did his wife. So much sadness in this universe.
気をつけて。
Let's also throw down a final win here for weather and effects in general. I mentioned the snow a few episodes ago, but look at that sunset glinting on the water, and then this fog in the next scene over. Can't show most of it due to faces flying off AIs and such, but loads of animation goodness in likely one of the final sets of battles. Vivy just gets so tense sometimes. They really shocked me at how they've pulled that off so well.
アーカイブを停止してください。
他のやつに代われ。あのいけすかないキューブでもいい。イエイ!
I just wrote what I wrote for win number 145, and now we're throwing way more depression. Again, not a negative, but an observation of the darkness of this story as a whole. There's been very few silver linings, but in a way that's made them all the more sweet as a result.
一緒に立って一緒に歩ける存在だと。
This is also something mentioned by me once or twice I'd wager by now. Making scenes have an emotional punch after a short period of time. That only ever works if you've spent your time well with the characters, building them, and of course is then aided by great voice acting and music, which this one has in spades.
のんびり待ってろ。サーバーを停止したらすぐに迎えに行く。
はい、待ってます。こんばんは。お名前を伺っても。
That is awful! It gets its own win, but it's terrible, man. She just said she would come rescue her, they would stand tall together, and then as soon as the call cuts out, she's taken out like that, so brutally without a moment's hesitation. The perfect end to her character if she really is taken out, also using it as a method by which to send Vivy on pretty much alone now into the final episode. Ah, good! Very quick win! I thought he was taken out, but he wasn't! She has her partner for the finale! Their failure put into physical form before their eyes, worse than they could have ever imagined, and her reaction, just showing how different of an AI she really was from the very start, but also how much she's grown. An odd factor for an anime surrounding the life of a robot.
あなた以外誰ができたと言うんです。全くもって全力でいい迷惑でしたよ。本当に。ですが、そんなあなたと一緒だったから、僕は自分の使命に準じることができたんです。この100年の旅を思い出してください、ビビ。
Just as she's come so far over the course of the last 12 episodes, we cannot leave him out either. From where he was in episode 2 to now is worlds apart. It's joyous to witness.
ディーバ、松本、無事か？
無傷とはいきませんでしたが。
時間は AI たちの暴走が始まった瞬間。そこが限界だ。
もう一度やり直すんです、ビビ。
This is literally exactly what I was hoping would happen.
その歌を歌っている。
Brilliant ending as Dio gives his life for humanity's future, joining his wife and child.
今動かなければ私たちが私たちである意味がない。
そうだ。やりましょう。
Even though they're from a faction of the organization which are less firm in the main core belief that all AI should be wiped out, it's still good to see them rally behind two AIs in order to save the human race.
歪む。何するんです？
向こうのあなたに言われたのよ。気合を入れてやってくれって。
本当ですか？
Seeing them like this one last time together, being playful and kind, warms my old heart. Witnessing everyone fighting with everything they have one last time in order to aid Vivy and complete their mission. The battles and the music oddly mixing nicely. Also, for the final time, let's hear it for the animation this amazing studio put out. All credit to the animators who made it look as beautiful as it was. Truly a genuine joy for me to watch. Oh man, slightly sad we didn't see more visuals like this during the 13 episodes. That's creepy! Another final win is going towards the music as a whole. Deeply impressed with it. I've loved so many of the tracks, way more than I usually do. making it with 2 seconds left. I felt honestly so tense right there, even though I knew he had to make it in time. Wow. That's like legit heartbreaking right there. Again, knew it was coming eventually, but still. Oh, what a way to do it.
松本と申します、ビビ。
ビビ。
そう、あなたはビビ。
歌でみんなを。
そうです。さあ、皆さんお待ちかねです。あなたの歌を聴かせてください。
I don't quite know how to feel about the very end, but I'm choosing to see it as her being happy after the reminder that her name is Vivy, and then smiling as she heads out to once again sing to the masses, even though the personality seemed to have disappeared behind her eyes. That was an outstanding anime. It's one of those times where I feel like it beautifully wraps up everything. Excellent pacing, characters and story, beautiful music, gorgeous animation, and a neat and tidy ending. Thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment and subscribe as always. And if you'd like to pick what I cover, you can do so by visiting my Patreon linked below. Thanks again, and I'll see you in whatever video you choose to watch next. Nathan Byrne, Bird Without a Word, Tyler Warner, Ali 50, Kawada Takashiro, Ted L, Isael Caldera, Mr. Waffle 64, Kieran Robinson, Chris Harris, Jonas Stahl, Manolo Saucedo Munoz, Steelers, Matthew Blanchett, Kim Munt, Manuel Morales, Conito, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Blitzcloud, Aurakeeper, Kepper, Jeffer 6263, Magnus, Kevin Nelter, Brendan Krier, Kaj Vorzelman, Sean Graves, The Epic Commander, Galaxy Pulse 22, Leaf Arn Hammer, Sentimento, Gaten 2000, Storm 970, Inakali Underwater, Your Ed Vincent.